mean, the chamber would certainly be interesting.
Ah! Wait, hold on. I thought he locked it in for a second.
We have not seen Heretics play this map since week 1 back in EMEA. Back then, it was Woot actually was playing the KO, so already instant changes.
Yeah, and I mean, you were talking about wanting a chamber. The chamber is viable, but it seems like, yeah, the Cypher has been locked in. Woot's going to be on the raise, and meanwhile, I think for the other side, for T1, they're going to continue to lean in on the double duelist. That's pretty straightforward. I can't imagine many more changes on the side of Heretics either, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's the Woot raise, it's not the mini B raise. It's been a while since we've seen Woot raise, you know. The ISO, the Jet, he was playing a lot of, but not so much the raise.
No, but I do think there is some value here with the raise on this map, both the paint shells to be able to break away Cypher trips and things like that on the other side, but also you have so much damaging utility, especially if Rians ends up locking in this Sova as well, to push T1 players out of, you know, those forward spaces, especially on the A side of the map, elbow, lane, these types of things. It can be harder for T1 to take the fights they want.
Well, not to mention playing whack-a-mole with all of Media's utility. I think that's going to be incredibly frustrating when you have so much that can clear a lot of that out and make Cypher's impact feel significantly smaller on the defensive side. But T1 starting on attack, my eyes go towards the two duelists, of course. What can Izu and Buzz do to really get them out of the gate swinging here?
I mean, they were trying their goddamn best on Lotus. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but they have to win here if they want to make it to playoffs. Over to you, Uber and Wyatt.
After a successful pistol round to start off Lotus, everything looked like it'd be smooth sailing for T1 until immediately it wasn't. And now, after a brutal map complete with fake comeback, our Masters Bangkok champions have to dig deeper and turn to Sunset to stay alive in the series.
They can rely on the experience that they've got on the team in the form of Buzz, Stax, Meteor, who have just been at the top of the scene in Korea and the globe for so many years at this point. DH, despite the inexperience, has been clutch as a rookie player for them. And we're heading to Sunset, the map coming into this tournament, where they have the highest round percentage win rate at 58%. Actually, for them, the disparity isn't crazy between all the maps, but this has been the one with their best showings.
T1 believe they're the best in the region at Sunset. Made that very clear in the press conference earlier here in Paris. In Heretics, we've just not seen much from them. A change up in their comp sees the Rays now join Miniboo's Yoru.
T1 are looking like they're going to go for that split onto B through 3 different lanes. Buzz all the way into Boba. Benji going to feel the pressure. Buzz is just sliding everywhere.
Benji wasn't affected by the relay bot, but still couldn't do much in that fight. Bowled over by Izu instantly. But the charge was led by Buzz. It's an open B site now. We're down to Riensbu and Woot to try and disentangle T1 from their territory.
Heretics held back by that paranoia, now covered up by the dark cover since they had to retreat.
Really got their eggs in the Boba basket right now, and Meteor is more than happy to dig in.
This is all on Boo in an impossible situation. T1 making a really good call there for the mid-rounding.
They split over towards B. It's rare to see.
It's Izu absorbing all of that utility over towards A main. He gets the info, and I think that's just the protocol that they have, is that if there's a very aggro push on that A main, they're going to immediately pivot into that B split all the way top mid, a player through market. One lone player through B main as just that instant reaction.
And it might be enough to dissuade Heretics from playing like a 4-in-1 setup. They might not feel like they can really leave Benji on an island at B, if that's going to be the case.
T1 committing to a triple Bulldog setup. Was fast to take a little bit of space towards B main. That's this B site where Team Heretics are just going for a pure gamble stack, 4 players.
Yeah, no trips here to run into, so Buzz more than happy to frolic in the meadow. That is the B site. Looking to get a bit deeper now, but hit by the paranoia straight away. Fast lane comes up, make it hard to see the wood for the trees. For one though. Buzz somehow still untouched amidst all of this action.
This is what I'm saying about Buzz's movement. When it comes to that aspect of the Neon kit, he might just be the best in the world. I don't understand how he gets away with things like that.
He was paranoid.
So consistently.
2 players in close proximity.
I swear I see him get more slide kills than anyone else. All right, a couple players go down for T1, but it's ultimately irrelevant. They keep all of the Bulldogs. That is the intention of the round. So it's a fairly clean start overall. The start that T1 desperately needed after their comeback was just shut down by Riaz in that clutch.
Nice, let's go guys, let's go.
And this look, of course, for Heretics, a far cry from the double Sentinel they brought into Lotus that really had that slowing power, the stopping power against the fast-paced play from Buzz.
Team Heretics do love a double duelist comp, though. They played it so frequently this year, as have T1. Heretics are postured for some aggression towards A. Paranoia can come through main, and it does, but that is just onto Izu. A recon, a nade as well. Happy to teleport away. Now we'll see if, similarly to the pistol, T1 just try to accelerate into this B site. They've got everybody at main. Drip is now broken.
Who's across the map?
Gained.
There's no stall util really outside of what Cypher has in place. That's been cleared.
Both trips actually got broken by shots, even the backside one.
That's huge. Well cleared by T1, and now Easy's ready to fight on the side. Dirty swing around the corner.
No,
no, and Benji.
No.
Yes, give me more.
You can't be doing that with a Bulldog full sprint. The Phantom, questionable, but we've seen people get away with it. You hate to see them get away with it, but with the Bulldog, man.
This crossfire
That's
is going to
criminal.
It's impossible to break.
It's disgusting.
Heretics just realize there's no way in.
It's a save. It's a save. And so far, we've seen 2 rounds now from T1 where they just batter Team Heretics by having Izu play A main, absorb all of the utility, instant pivot into B. On that one, Shocks break both the front trip and the back trip in sight, so they get space straight away, get the entire site straight away.
Stacks definitely needs credit for how he paved the way for Buzz and Izu to hit that B side very quickly. Heretics definitely feeling uncomfortable trying to lock down. Look where they died. They died at the back of the B side, so they were well and truly anchored there. Try to fight back in behind the Yoru clone. Credit to Miniboo, right? Trying to re-establish some kind of control, but man.
All right, stop replaying it. I can't see this anymore. That's not how the game is supposed to be played, Mitch.
And Izu makes it look like it was hard-coded from the beginning. Okay, three rounds rather here for T1. Again, they'll start with this aggression in A, but already pings up mid up tiles. We'll see if Meteor tries to work that part of the map here.
Now it's an instant fast lane, but then T1 just slow things down because Heretics have been throwing those util combos at them. So that's just a baited out back up, and now we can re-clear and get back in off that Sova drone.
Heretics here, trying to bounce around at the back of the map. You can see them top mid. They're not sure if there's going to be a split that comes of this noise cut in A main. But in reality, it's just a more ponderous approach to the standard A hit. No one set up here inside elbow. It's Boo holding it from way back in spawn with nothing but a Sheriff.
Heretics have read this situation though. 3 players now at Link, and a couple of them working their way into the site, ready to anchor.
That smoke at Link, though, is giving them pause for thought. They might try and fight around the Link here itself. It's going to be Rian's able to take Buzz out of the game. Meteor waiting for the push up, though. Here's Rian's on the site, commanding attention. And it's up to Meteor now. Heretics ready for this syncopation of tempo from T1, getting into the A site.
To make it even more difficult, who just brings them down to 1 HP.
30 seconds left.
Heretics just called the perfect rotate there. They understood the situation, got to Link right on time, and beyond that, getting players into sight. Rians locks it down. It's just a good call, and Meteor is absolutely relegated to this save.
And Rians ultimately walks out of the round with 3 kills. He was sat plumb in the center of that A site, whipping around like a turret. Nice little set play the Heretics able to put together towards that A main swing around the box. And a very hard fought round on the board for them. They still need to think about how they shore up that B side. But so far, that A look has been solid.
As that slide backside Rians deals with Buzz in a situation where Buzz comes out on top more often than not, getting those slide kills.
Rians was the one to clutch up to win that Lotus map, hands down for Heretics. Now I'm looking over towards the B side, and you can see that Benji's actually just focused his trip over towards Market instead. Maybe further back on the side. He has to vary those setups round after round.
Recons exchanged towards that A side of the map. Heretics go for a pure re-clear.
Yeah, Miniboo dinked there, but it's a great pop flash out for the Yoru.
Yeah, that time it's not dense with util, it's just a swing to catch that lone player and a lineup for Woot. Free as it gets.
And Buzz and DH just decide to stay in lockstep with each other to their detriment. That really throws this round to the Sharks for T1. Meteor now realizing, that's where this util has gone. Fair enough. Makes his way through. sound cue off the cyber cage. And there'll be one in Stax' way. Well, one was relocated to B main after those kills came in on the A side. Nicely held by Benji. Stax walks into the trip, gives himself away. Pings at the back of the side, a double swing! That puts Stax out of commission. Gets Heretics one round away from parity.
That one felt like it was just over before it even started, honestly. But I think this is a good adjustment from Team Heretics over towards that main side. A bit lighter on util and more heavily focused on the gunplay as a timing re-clear.
Amazing. Guys, we're so clean. Let's go.
And again, I like the sort of the movement of those tripwires by Benji after that 2K from Wood.
Of course, for T1, though, winning the pistol, winning that bonus has got their economy in a great position. So despite 2-round losses in a row, they are able to get another full buy online. Very close to a lot of ultimates and playing with some pace towards A.
This one could be volatile. The paranoia has come in, though, at T1 and has thrown him in a disarray. Oh, Showstopper just lands in their midst. DH taken low. Miniboo thinks twice about trying to fight there solo in elbow. He backs up to the site. He's going to give this to T1.
And he can, right? Team Heretics have already accomplished what they set out to do. They got that opening pick. DH very low on HP as well. The rest of the Heretics players on the rotate towards this A side. Miniboo going forward with the Dimensional Drift, going to get all of this information.
Great
Once
answer.
he gets into elbow, all three spotted.
I mean, the noise cut there gets seen straight through by Heretics. They got the info, and Miniboo follows him onto the site. 3 for him in the round. And Meteor left on the outside, looking in. Wood fallen by his hand, but this side is absolutely crawling with defenders. And eventually, Benji will be on the wrap.
I must wait a moment.
Meteor has no choice but to simply fight for this. Taking his weapon out of the round, virtually a non-option. Rienz is peeking for this. Miniboo off his contact. Would have stepped up where it required. We have an even game, folks. Heretics starting to get a feel for the pace of play that T1 have brought.
And it doesn't often feel required when it's Rienz on the angle. Early fight from Heretics nets them that 1 kill. They back up and, you know, much like one of the prior rounds, T1 get that space on A, they noise cut, and they re-hit. A re-hit that, again, Heretics are prepared for. And T1 feel that they need to accelerate when the Dimensional Drift gets all of the information. And they just walk themselves straight into the crossfire because of it. Obviously, Miniboo as well, that's just a mental play.
This idea, though, of falling back with a double duelist comp and then re-hitting with it to try and get value off those pops, off that offensive utility, really throws T1 for a loop there. Into lobby we go, stately pace for T1. Their buy is not good.
Now Buzz is looking to get real deep backside with this Bucky. Play around that fast lane. Dimensional Drift going to go first. Ping out these players, 3 of which are here from Heretics. Hunter's Fury even comboed with that Drift.
He's just going deeper. He's in Boba now. Can he emerge and make a fight of this? He emerges indeed, and the Bucky claims Benji. Somehow it's Buzz, though.
It is just pandemonium. He doesn't know where to look, so gets out to stay safe. T1 have gotten that opening kill, but still low on weaponry as they plant the spike.
Yeah, Heretics are with 4 up and ready to take this retake. They're fortunate not to take any further casualties from that push.
Who does have a paranoia to get back in, could certainly hit multiple players. Everyone from T1 entrenched on the site itself.
Flash here as well for Miniboo. Plenty of utility for the retake now, and that is Izu off the map. He tries to get in ahead of the game. It's not going to pay off for him. Rienz again, fighting. Beautifully done by Heretics. With the better weapons, a patient retake after only losing the Cypher.
At T1, you could see that desperation, the realization that they didn't have enough control over the map to actually win that out. Izu trying to leap into market, but just straight to his death with the shorty out. And from there, multiple angle retake comes through from Heretics. Rienz just dispatching 2 of them and spawns. The rest of them flood through market.
Nice! Let's go! Guys.
T1's lack of map control really their undoing.
That's such a big round. Look at all the ultimates used there. There was a Hunter's Fury even in the mix. Heretics navigate it with composure and get their 4th consecutively, now in the lead.
That was a half buy with multiple ultimates used from T1 in the conversion attempt. Buzz fast up mid, dark cover on the right so he can pass.
Miniboo tries to get out of smoke, eventually belatedly sprays Buzz down. He takes some damage for it, but damage done indeed.
What is the decision from Izu? And DH's backside, what on earth? Takes the isolated duel.
Alone, virtually alone. Rien's going to try and dig him out here, but there's a lot of threat here for Heretics. Look at the player back in Boba. Izu in a position to disrupt. Rienz has to fight on multiple fronts now, and he has the composure to take it away. 2 kills for Rienz. Izu takes another hit and finally is brought down. Damaged by 3 separate players in the round. Leaves Meteor out on the site, and God, he's got to expose himself to get this spike back. Will he wrap around? Looks like that's the plan. Up through market he goes. Woot and Boo, not ready for it yet. Meteor surely not. He's made a quick push of this. Does he actually have a timing? Woot not turning his head around. Boo got to be spotted first. He'll be dealt with by Meteor. Now Woot, aware of Meteor's presence, but both players have drawn a bead on one another. And Meteor has to cut this up piece by piece, expecting a wrap around the pillar from Woot, but that's not the case.
30 seconds left.
Woot is holding his ground, and now Meteor's going to step out into that sideline, but Woot flubs the first shot. A bit of a whiff now as Meteor tries to test him. An inch around the corner, and then duck back. Meteor going to drop down, made noise doing so, though. That's information that Woot is certainly going to capitalize on. Knocked him down to 23. Then there's just no time. There's going to be a spike recovered.
left.
Meteor has to find Woot, but he is impossible to dig out of his foxhole. There's enough time for a plant. Woot knows this. He has to challenge. Job done. Defuse guaranteed. Heretics to 5.
I feel like you could even see in that 1v1 how much these guys respect each other as players, mechanical stars.
God,
Time, I mean, what was that, a 30-second 1v1? Goes down to 8 seconds, Meteor feeling forced to plant.
And Meteor, Miniboo rather, the wild card of this team, right? Takes the timing out of the smoke top mid when he hears Buzz coming, knowing that he's the only player that can realistically stop T1 from getting into Boba. So it just sprays down, eventually finds what he was looking for and comes away alive.
Riens has been steadfast as an anchor so far on this map. Again, they're just holding down backside. Somehow, his life is just always worth 2, never a 1-for-1.
Yeah, such a problem. And there were players in B main pushing the site. Izu was inside Boba. Riens could have been pushed from any one of those angles and still comes up with the right answer. Remarkable, not only that he did it then, but how regularly we see this from him. Feels like as a player, so incredibly well-rounded. Someone who sets up his teammates, but also when the time comes and push comes to shove, he can take the 4 and take the round into his own hands.
His teammates who have just been so quick to support him in these situations. The benefits of running double duelist. Miniboo is always going to be able to teleport right on over and help.
Meteor, of course, in that clutch, said that Genji Meteor was a killer on the loose, a bit of a loose cannon, so to speak. But now he's Meteor 2.0, someone that makes the right calls, is patient, and has the game sense to back that aim up. It's a close clutch, but unfortunately has to make noise. He has to get the spike and gives Woot the edge.
T1 now on the half-buy in this round. Gathered up towards A main early, where Heretics have been pretty happy to fight, but a very different look from them defensively. Woot just having the judge playing backside. Buzz has been sliding there a lot, so it is a little counterplay.
You can dig him out here with relay, but it may not make a difference. Okay, onto the side, a lot of noise made. Benji's the one that steps up here. Woot aware that this player is now encroaching for either angle. They're going to be pinged out as well. Benji, though, is just making mincemeat of them. Rien's able to find one with the Hunter's Fury, and finally Woot sees a player he can shoot. DH, the unlucky one. Dealt with by the judge.
What a cheese setup. I mean, just cages that are placed from Benji, so Woot can just be a little gremlin backside with the judge behind the cages. That is so silly.
Bro, still cranking 90s all these years on.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Oh my goodness. Covers the side, throws a little theft in. Just in time to see the push out from elbow.
Riens gets a nice Hunter's Fury into support as well, just in case things began to get out of control, but it never happened.
Let's go.
Benji had that on lockdown.
6-3 now. 6 rounds in a row. It's been an avalanche from Team Heretics Mountain. T1 have struggled to stand up against it, but now at least they've got a buy to work with in a fast play onto the A side. But Woot does this every time! He just gets in the way, plants his feet, takes a fight. A Meteor is down, but there's still more to be done.
Buzz
now Boo opts out of the fight in elbow.
Just blinded up, didn't have the opportunity onto Boo. 3 players here from Team Heretics. T1 are constantly finding themselves hitting into stacks.
And no one's looking at the Owl drone, though. They've only got eyes for Buzz, who lights up the stage, steps up, finds his 3rd. And that's an overdrive, well employed. It's only Benji left. Ponderous trudge across the map for the lone Cypher. It's T1, a site teeming with 4 of them.
That was Heretics having 4 players on A site, and that was not enough to stop T1. Looked like Woot was honestly going to get away with a couple more back in main.
He has this habit of stepping in the middle of Buzz's fast lane and just shooting the first player he sees. Benji now. To say it's a climb would be an understatement. Precipitous peak stood before him, and T1 are able to finally get themselves around back. You can see frustration on their faces, on all of them, on Buzz. Go for this fast play, and they look like they might have lined up there for Woot any other day.
Yeah, there was a flash thrown to support as well. This was just a great ult. Again, look at this movement from Buzz. The swing in, gets the info on both. Isolate a kill, isolate a kill.
Play off the clone as well. Stunning.
It's so sick.
Yeah, really slice the pie is the term that obviously we use. But challenging those angles one at a time.
Team Heretics looking like they want to challenge A main yet again, and they've got a bunch of ults to do so, with Showstopper being the crucial one. Not going to be ripped, though, by Woot.
This is a fake. Most of the attention here, I think, for T1 is over towards B.
DH teleport all the way in spawn. Heretics are certainly aware that this could be his location of choice, as the rest of the T1 side opt to get through B main. You can see the gate crash going inside. What a timing!
My goodness! Does he expect the second, though? Benji is at least there, but it's still a split. Look at the B side. That has pulled everyone from Heretics off that side entirely, and now they're going to set up at Boba.
They want to push for more. They want to take the fight to TH.
Flash out of the smoke, but no, it's going to be Boo and Riens that shut them down. This now puts Heretics at a numbers advantage, and Woot is on the wrap.
But that is a pacey flank right now from Woot. Does T1 try to fight elsewhere? What is the move? No, posted up in main is Meteor. He expects it. Stacks taking a duel.
Woot tries to step up, but Meteor shuts him right on down, and it's on Riens again. Shock darts to work with, and Stacks is low and subject to them. The Meteor is going to be tucked here, sees Riens coming a mile off. Pinged out by the cam. There's really just not enough time for Riens to make this happen. Stats can step up, surely not. Surely not, we don't just stick this down. There's got to be an answer, and of course, it is the Hottest Fury from offsite. Riens got it to half, but it's all he's going to get in this round. Cool, calm, collected. Stacks picks up another for T1.
Yep, the percentage play from Stacks, one of the long-standing titans of the Korean scene, just plays it to the numbers to the time. That is very well done. Somehow Riens again makes you a believer in every single situation that he finds himself in. And at the end of it, it comes really down to the gunplay, which at T1's core, that is where they excel. They were just such a DMy, scrappy fighting team when they won at Bangkok, and that is always an aspect of them that is so dangerous.
And they get themselves the double duelist matchup that they were looking for. Yoru clones thrown out by both sides, but that's Meteor shot straight up mid.
Was that just spammed through smoke?
Maybe above it?
Cover there? Oh, looks like he got pinged, so I guess there was some damage on him. He spams back, all right, and then DH just gets a second on a mini-move through the smoke. Was he pushing through? What is happening in mid? It's chaos.
This spreads Heretics so thin across the map now.
T1.
Back to A.
They've opted for a fast pivot towards A, smoke up onto Link, so Buzz with some safety can get through onto this site. It's just Boo on the anchor, but Buzz is so crazy with the movement.
Big win there, though, for Boo. At least slows things down and then gets the heck out of dodge. Boo on the side still has to fight with Izu when he emerges.
That's the Izu special.
The signature look from him. Woot speculates there with that showstopper and doesn't catch anyone. Benji being pinged, he doesn't realize he's walking. Well, he does realize, in fact, that he's walking into danger on Link as well, but Meteor finds the moment where Benji's back is turned. And that is a pretty frenetic back and forth first half here of Sunset. T1 come out with 6 attack side rounds.
T1 really excelled when they were able to make these fast pivots around the map with the double duelists.
Very close affair here. We're going to head to a break as it's a tied game after the first half of Sunset. Heretics now switching sides, of course, to the defense.
Yeah, let's go.
6 rounds apiece here on Sunset as Heretics move to the attack side. And your Coinbase Econ report here highlights a particular individual, someone who we've had plenty to say about in both of their matches so far. It's Rien's here with a whopping 98.4 Econ rating. It is rare to see players get above 70, even on a very good half.
Yeah, that'll happen when your most purchased weapon is a shorty. Somewhat cheaper than the Vandal and the Phantom. Interesting, too, that he's mixing it up. Honestly, he's using both rifles at different times. But Rien's obviously on one. The amount of moments that we saw in his anchoring play where he was just able to get the first and deny the trade onto him is pretty outstanding.
It feels like in a straight duel, he wins all the time. That you need so much more to try and overcome that edge. You need to give yourself an edge with heavy
you need a flash, you need some stuns, you need recons.
Yep.
Hit him with everything. You just can't take him in a duel. It's so tough, even for T1, who have S-tier shooters globally.
Let's run it back, folks. This is Team Heretics still chasing that first global title, and this one, well, it's the only one that matters as far as they're concerned. T1, of course, have had that glory on the global stage before, but they're looking for the first champions for the Pacific region, first team from the Pacific to have 2 titles in the year.
They're just pushing into this crosshair of Benji right now, but he's too sharp.
You ready for that, apparently, but the swing into the line for Izu gave him the edge. Riencia has to respect the relay. Bolt backs off, but Buzz still once more asks the question of Woot. And there's a snappy answer from the Turk.
Feels like, frankly, things get disconnected there for T1. Was the plan to get out, to stay in? Buzz made the decision in his own right to just send it, but no one was really there to assist. So that'll even things up as Heretics just, they make their way towards this very open A site.
T1 want to group up, play death ball here in the mid. And this late explore. Boo has the utility to slow this up, to stall it, can even, God forbid, one-way this phone box. Make it challenging, but someone needs to sniff this out first. So Rienz is going to have his back turned as T1 emerge. Oh, that's brutal. Knife between the shoulder blades, and now T1 can quickly pounce on this A hit. This leaves Heretics in disarray. They're not quite ready for it, but Boo emerges, finds DH, and out on the side, it's Mini Boo alone. Woot. Boo has to do it solo as well, and Izu exits around with 3 snappy kills.
Heretics couldn't even break the trip. They were just getting stalled out by that. Pretty sick mid-round call from T1 to accelerate that 4-man push down mid through tiles. Heretics had no idea what was coming.
And as the mid-rounder, Boo just decides it's so unlikely that there's going to be a wrap from T1. And this is how T1 are getting the rounds on that attack side as well, Wyatt. They're throwing more and more deranged looks at Heretics.
Very fast, decisive decision-making within them, though. Which is, I think, the most impressive part of it.
Yeah, it was the timing I don't think that Heretics could have accounted for. To say that's an important pistol round in the context of this series, we'll be putting it lightly.
The team really having the best pistol round win rate, interestingly, in this. Both of them sub 50%.
And that strat looked like it was something that T1 just spun up on a dime. Sometimes that's all you need in matches like this. 2 teams with fantastic shooters that love to play double duelist. Match made in heaven for someone like Buzz, I'm sure.
DH just ready to let this paranoia loose, and the swing out from Buzz. They're fighting together and cleaning up everyone. Beautifully done.
Confidence there, of course, for DH to step out of the smoke. Paranoia was there to set Buzz up, and the rest, as they say, is history.
And what is the move from T1 on this bonus round? Are they going to go for another crazy aggro look? A push down mid like they did on the pistol round, perhaps? Some kind of trap play off the relay bolt with a flash from Izu, double their duelists up. What are the ideas here going to be as Heretics are on their full buy?
Yeah, we're always looking for something cheeky early in the round when a double duelist team goes to defense. We have 2 of them here. Pop into mid for Heretics. Izu tucked for now, might look for a timing, walks up. Spots Wood and a number of other players. We'll be getting out now, door brought down.
He just teleports to now cover top mid. As Heretics are all grouped up here. Boo loosely watching over on that A side where your standard one-ways are getting cycled by the defense.
This is
T1 opt for a double push out of this smoke mid. Do they flash and stun? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they don't want to risk the chance of them just walking by and getting up mid, but Boo seems to be ready for this. That one smoke teases T1 out of hiding, and they look to challenge. It's only a couple Bulldogs and a Sheriff now left for this specific team.
tried to sync up the flash with a paranoia plus that relay bolt swing out.
Deploying drone.
Risk taken on the bonus. Can never be mad at that, honestly, but Team Heretics with just far too many players in the vicinity, and Boo just lights them up. It's all on DH. Backside with this Bulldog. Heretics have been doing a good job of collecting the orbs on the past couple rounds too. That is of note.
There's a deep hold on B here and constant checks of mid by Meteor, so this shouldn't surprise T1 too much. Now this belated look at the A side. We're down to 25 seconds in the round, so Heretics do need to be expedient about this. Nothing though for DH to see here. Oh my goodness, Meteor! Oh, he's throwing this into disarray. Rians was trying to put that spike down. Benji now going to look to try and take the fight, but DH is still healthy, still ready for it. He's thinking every single person that shows up. Spike down at least. Boo, though, he's looking worse for wear. Everybody on Heretics getting a taste of it. And now Meteor wants to step up and get the job done himself. Back behind the box, Wood goes. Miniboo at least have a swing off his contact, and so it stacks. Gives himself away, stepping forward. Miniboo will remain tucked. There's no reason to overextend if you're Heretics.
Boo's still on such low HP at the moment.
He's looking, searching. Stacks gets us to half, and he's going to stick the defuse. Surely not! Just in the nick of time. Shut down as he went for that defuse. And Heretics come back. That was a bonus for T1.
Oh my god, it doesn't get closer than that. As soon as I saw him start spinning, oh no, no, no. How many times have we seen? As soon as you just needed to, you know, turn the DPI up a little bit, get that to 10,000 and start going. I think he might have gotten it.
I think you're pretty happy with that for T1. That's your bonus there. A number of Bulldogs were committed into the round, and you went down 3 to 5 very early off that poke into mid.
No, certainly of note, Izu has picked up this operator for T1's first full buy, currently posted over on that B side.
Scanning ahead.
We'll have that gate crash all the way back in spawn to get to A link with some haste, A spawn even. Buzz ready to play off the paranoia that DH has.
Yeah, these two have been dynamic here on the A side, but Miniboo shuts. Half the pins are down, and Woot slams him.
It didn't connect onto Woot somehow. How did he sidestep that?
He's just ahead of it in the end. That's devastating, though, for T1. That's a lead now. They might be forced to concede. Meteor somehow isolates one player amidst 5 of them.
God, he's so sharp. And he wants more.
Sticking around, but this is a dimensional drift. Miniboo going to go deep for info, and Meteor gets 2 for that. That's big, and he's given T1 a real shot at this round. But that dimensional drift will clear all of Elbow and set up this 2-pronged assault on the A side. Stacks! Into the timing. Benji knocked down to 47, but that's all he's going to get.
Now it's just Izu with the operator, who's certainly going to be saving at this point. Meteor tried his best, but that light little trap setup with Buzz taking contact, paranoia. Man, if that hit Woot, have to think DH probably gets 2 there.
Yeah. I mean, that's the volatility that gets introduced into this early round by T1, who always want to be popping a part of the map on defense. But if one thing goes wrong, if one form of util isn't lined up properly, Heretics are going to punish you for that smallest of mistakes. They will fight you in much the same way. Look at how Woot was just walking out into the fast lane on his defense side. Both these teams are primed to fight. They want to take those early engagements. They want to prove that they've got the better gunmanship.
It was a perfectly fine defensive setup across the board from T1, but Buzz losing that duel. And I just need to see this from Woot's point of view, excuse me, as to what happened with the paranoia. I'm just curious what that looked like from his point of view. That was really the critical moment of the round in my eyes.
Miniboo, okay, it's a bit belated.
Yeah, he just is able to sidestep that.
And yeah, it's late. I mean, fact of the matter is that first kill comes off Miniboo. He then gets flashed after it, but DH is left in a 1vx scenario.
Now the inroads for T1 on this round 17, where they're on the bad buy. Operator saved by Izu. Can he find an opener with that? And also Buzz having the Bucky, but 1 away from the overdrive. Already had that really sick 3-piece with the ultimate. We'll be looking to get that active. And it's him doubled up with DH over on that A side again towards Elbow.
Just the clone this time around. Okay, Meteor. Already been able to open up here with the Sheriff.
Buzz is about to get his ult as Heretics make this foray into the B side. They have to contend with Izu, unspotted by the drone. Back on the angle, and does get his, gets away. And now on the flood back in, having the overdrive, this could absolutely be a round win for T1 despite the bad buy.
Yeah, this is the operator held over into this round by Izu, and it was a wise save in the end.
Stack's just so much far ahead. So much more far ahead than the rest of the team gets caught.
Miniboo. Buzz doesn't have much to work with. It's just a bucket. It's smoked by the system to some degree. First the relay bolt, then in he goes. trapped around that dark cover, but surely they've heard him here. The overdrive is cut short. A short circuit here for the Neon, but Izu is waiting there at the back of the site. Minibu's going to take a challenge. 20 health on Izu. Minibu now with the contingency, an escape route. Oh, that almost got him killed for it, but now he knows. He knows full well where Izu is waiting. A clone will be thrown out. Izu has a flash to work with, but this feels so slanted against the Yoru of Izu.
How can he possibly win this? Has to connect this op shot right now on the Minibu swing.
Minibu patience, knows he's got time and makes the swing, sees the knee. Minibu, crucial 3K in that round. And Izu an adventurer no more apparently. Once more, Heretics get their nose out in front.
Bides his time perfectly. Buzz going for that overdrive too late. If he had already popped that on the entry back in, he might have gotten a kill there, maybe even two. And prior to that, Izu gets the kill and gets out, but then stacks positions back in the site before anyone else was there to assist. Man, just a couple little errors from T1 add up in a round that they could have converted with a bad buy. Now they don't even have the cash for this operator. It's all rifles on this one.
The wave of ultimates from TH is about to crash down on them as well. There is a heck of a lot in the arsenal for Heretics. Notice the Cypher util again. Pretty far at the back of the site here for Meteor.
Looks like they want to keep it simple in a round where they have 4 ultimates. Just slam into this B site.
There it is. Showstopper pop straight away. Wood trying to get in there. Hearing the TP come out. Where does DH find himself? In Boba now, ready to reinforce. It's only Meteor left in the site. Can he do anything as the sole anchor? Izu's going to get in now as well. He can play off this. The flash is good. Relay board is there, and Izu emerges with the shorty. It's DH following up on it. Re-ends for 2, somehow. Keeps Los Niños in the round, and they have a spike to deliver elsewhere, I see.
How does Izu get away with this? Every single dimensional drift, he pops out with the shorty for 1. Now Boo is isolated on the site. Rien's isolated in mid. This timing against Buzz could be everything.
Izu might see him.
This onto Izu.
He's not looking. He didn't look towards bottom mid, but Buzz at least is able to recover. Just a whiff shot there on Izu for Rien's hurts him. I mean, now Boo, man, a few words.
Whiff shots and Rien's in the same sentence. That doesn't add up. Can't really do the math on that one, but it just happened. It's all in the hands of Boo, the IGL.
Sees Buzz first, breaks up the 1v1. T1 can't swing him at the same time. They've got to go for the spike. Izu again has to clutch from low health. Gets it to half. Boo, does he have a sense for this timing? Izu out in the open, the correction is there. Man, a few words, but clutches up when it counts. Boo gets Heretics ahead by 2.
The unlikely hero for this Team Heretics side. A squad with some of the best shooters in the world, but it's their IGL Boo who wins out the 1 versus 2 after it was Rien's, his teammate, that whiffed. That is outrageous. I mean, after the exit early in EMEA Stage 2, Boo is asked, coming into this tournament, how he feels in terms of his confidence, and he said that his level right now he feels is the best he's ever had in his career as a player. Right now at Champions.
And that decided match.
Maybe he's right.
Back in 2024, when Meteor's team were knocked down to the lowers by Heretics, Boo actually top fragged that game. Another game where he absolutely ran away with it. The kind of guy who said he's happy to play his life, happy to let his teammates take the spotlight. But that is an important clutch. And once again, T1, the lead that they amassed from winning another pistol round, is snapped in 2.
They had such a sick flood into backside as well. The way that Meteor was just playing around Pillar, his cages, waiting, and the paranoia from DH with the dimensional drift. T1 just flood back in. They get the kill onto Minibu backside. Woot gets a trade. Then the classic pop out with a shorty. Izu gets one. It looks like everything is coming up T1. But then somehow still wrangled back by the European side, who are so close to making it into the playoffs of champions. They just need 3 more rounds on the board. And surely this one has to be a gimme. It's up against majority Sheriffs, 1 hero guardian for Buzz. They need to convert this. Heretics' economy really isn't off the ground either. So they are in, some level of danger, even if they just drop a lot of guns on this round.
Still fledgling. They want a clean round win if they can get it. Meteor with the double stack. That one could have gone either way. Woot almost collided.
40 HP for Woot. He is susceptible to just a Sheriff body shot from someone else now.
Some serious B control assumed here by Izu. Well and truly pushed up into lobby. Rienz is going to have his wits about him here.
And he still has the gate crash active back in Boba, but it's, I was going to say, it's expiring soon. So now he just needs to straight up get a kill.
No! He's committed, but before he gets pinged out by the neural threat, he's able to take a kill. Flash around the corner. This guy does it all. Rian steps up, though, and finally shuts Izu down, but damage has been done.
Dark cover now over main. So Heretics don't feel like they want to get out onto the site right now. Man, I was just waiting to see if he was going to connect one of those body shots on the Woot, who was scrambling, just mashing his keyboard to stay alive.
The H has got such good intuition, though, for this swing back across the map for Heretics, so much so that he's gotten himself in the site in advance.
Now here's that Cypher util. Going to take a moment. The rotates are here, but he's going for it.
Woot may not be connected, though, onto by this team. Oh, all of them paranoid up. DH can't convert. Benji does take a bit of damage through the wall, but that's not enough.
He's bought time, though. His teammates are here, and there's 15 seconds to plan.
Here it is out of L, where they're going to go. Hunter's Fury probably ends those. The TH is in the back of the side. It's Benji for 3! And Heretics, they navigate some extremely dangerous, extremely rocky ground as T1 threatened to pop up at every turn.
Somehow, every single bullet fired in Woot's direction just threads the needle. He's dodging everything. How on earth did he live for this long? He was fully blinded in elbow. DH couldn't connect. That was ridiculous. At 3 different points, I thought T1 were about to win that round. Feels like some level of divine intervention, keeping Woot alive and Heretics alive in that round to bring them to 11.
Team Heretics economy stimulated after that round, but still 2 more away from that valuable series win and qualification to playoffs. Buzz is pinged out, but had already retreated back to the site.
Heretics have just baited out very important utility. That's a relay bolt and the paranoia gone, but Meteor catches Boo on the offense, getting up mid as the pivot from Team Heretics attempts to go into this B site. Currently held by multiple players, and the spike is down.
Rian's on the move. Benji can't salvage now either, and Woot is looking a little uncomfortable out there in the open. T1, so disruptive, so hard to predict. It was Boo that tried to make a TP play back towards Boba, but that is sniffed out and snuffed out instantly.
Meteor is just ice cold in this situation. Reads onto Boo and then takes the timing out of the mid smoke. Pops one, ready for the re-swing. Deletes Benji. One of our 2-time global event winners for a reason. The only one from Pacific and one of the only 8 in the world. Meteor has just been one of the all-time best aimers we've seen in VALORANT. Trying to now lead this T1 team to be the first Pacific team to win a Champions Trophy. Should also just complete the insane 3-peat of trophy wins for Pacific this year, by the way.
All of them.
I think he's really the guy who has ushered in this Pacific era of dominance. You know, it began last year, Genji wins Shanghai. They had a dip at Champions, and then this year it has just been all gas for the region. It starts with him at Bangkok, Paper X follow up at Toronto. And now one of those teams from this region just gunning to go for this 3-peat.
The depth is insane, right? To see a team like Genji not even be here, despite how scary they were looking, of course, out in Toronto. But when one Pacific team falls, there's always another ready to take its place. RRQ still very much in the mix as well. Still a dangerous prospect if they can find a way into playoffs. Right now it's Heretics, 2 rounds away from that very qualification. And you mentioned the economy was still fledgling in that previous round. Boo's only got really a stinger now to work with as T1 can fully invest.
And if Team Heretics lose this round, they are going to be sent down to an eco. This is worth 2 for T1. This is must win. This is their map pick. It's their chances at playoffs right now to get through this upper bracket on the line. Buzz going to just delete that clone, not followed up on.
Stakes for this match are at peak, as high as it gets.
The economy was good enough for Izu to get this operator online. He's controlling towards A. The rest of T1 just posted up on B.
Now Woot's gotten into his little corner, but he's very low. Sees a little bit of Meteor's hat there through the wall. And now DH down, he finds his way out of this position. He had 2 players looking straight at him. Sight littered with smokes, and he still navigates it with finesse.
Miniboo, the last player remaining, staring down 5 from T1. That was the economy on the line for Heretics. It's cracked.
Staring down the barrel of an eco. Next round. Miniboo perhaps hoping to keep a hero rifle in his hands for round 22. A round that, if unsuccessful, would see T1 even up this game at 11-11. T1.
know, I wonder if to some extent Heretics just felt like they should hit B because there was some aggression shown down A main, that maybe that was an opportunity to get in. But if that was the case, misread on the situation. T1 had 3 players prepped and ready to lock down that B site. And of course, it helps when Meteor just gets that instant spam kill as well, though it's tough to get through that B choke point with a lot of players. It's pretty narrow, and if there's a smoke down, it is an easy lane to play from stairs and just spam right into the choke.
Yeah, that's even with most of the Cypher trips being placed in market and sort of top mid now because they're so easily cleared by that Sova dart. Even so, I wonder what the composure's like there for Heretics, because it felt a little forced onto that B side after losing the first player. A Miniboo in round number 22 has managed to keep a hero rifle for Heretics, but the rest of them have to pay the piper.
Wow, I mean, that's crazy timing for Meteor to just decide to shoot. Pure intuition. This was a nice little spray down from DH. Just good anchoring as a team. It felt like Heretics really did get funneled into that 3-man setup. And now it's 4 Sheriffs. Hero Vandal saved by Miniboo. Still up against this AWP of Izu. And I think really the most critical part of this round is how many players are nearing ultimates.
Yeah.
There's the potential for them to be used here if Heretics collect a couple kills with some clean headshots off these Sheriffs. But more than likely it'll just be building to an insane next round where teams are tied at 11. And we've got the full buys.
Yeah, that one is going to be extremely explosive.
Pretty insane position from Izu right now. His gate crash just expired, so he has to send out another that's going to go towards that A link side, which is quite fortuitous given all of Team Heretics are in A main, and DH is about to find out about that.
Can play off Buzz here. Paranoia for DH and Buzz. They've played perfectly on this angle. Combined nicely. Buzz unaffected, but Miniboo ready for a swing. DH was paranoid.
He just runs in dry. He just ran in, no support. That's 1 gun down and 1 gun that Heretics would love to recover.
Not how you want to start the round at all. Wood there putting the rifle to work, but DH, well, he makes up for a bit of an awkward start to the round. Meteor at 23 and 15 will finish the job. That could have gone south very quickly.
Oh, they were living on the edge in that round. Narrowly pushed off the cliff, but saved by Izu, picking up that fight in lane, and then DH getting right into backside. Meteor from spawn. Woot popping that ult, but getting denied instantly. So now they're lacking that on the buy round. I mean, can't fault Woot for trying to go for it in that situation, really, but that has resulted in a lack of a showstopper on round 23 for their full buy. And what's going to be a full economic commitment from them as well.
Timely moment to make use of this timeout. The last one remaining for Team Heretics. And now will be the time to throw a look at T1 that they're not ready for, that they've not seen yet. Something surely involving this dimensional drift from Miniboo, or even Boo once again, to take up the mantle. Go for a crazy TP, something that maybe gets some heads turned. We've seen the DH TP into Heretics spawn when T1 were on the attack side. Now, it doesn't exactly smack of Boo's style, but he did go for that aggressive solo play up top mid, tried to TP towards Boba. We know he's got it in him.
I was going to say, aside from that play, we haven't really seen Heretics try to exploit top mid and actually go for some kind of big wrap execute at any point. That's not been in their playbook up until this, as far as I remember.
Now it is Heretics' economy still, it's struggling. If there's any round that you give your full attention to in this series, it's probably this one, folks. Round 23, these teams are even. It's about to get hot and heavy.
Dimensional drifts for either side, but the ult advantage obviously firmly with T1. They have that Hunter's Fury in the hands of Stacks. Izu, operator, ready to post up towards B main with the gate crash to escape all the way towards Boba. And of course, I am just waiting in bated breath for him to use his ult and kill someone with a shorty, as seems to always be the case.
Trying to get ahead of the drift inside the cyber cage. It's straight through onto Benji. He does go down to 9, but kill is a kill. And Izu has the chance now for a dimensional drift of his own straight into enemy territory. Still Kent at the back of the site is Buzz, ready to take contact as Izu knows there's already Heretics players on their doorstep, and Wood doesn't even ring the bloody bell. He's here to throw down. Stacks paranoid, has to take a beat. DH also with a smoke in his way. Heretics haven't been able to plant, they don't have the space yet, but they ping Stacks out, and they take him out of the game. Now Meteor and DH at the TP forward has been pinged out. Wood, though, fully aware of this. Now they can make use of that info! And Wood for 3, still in this now. 2v1, but Boo's position is going to be revealed.
Yeah, Meteor gets the info off that neural theft. 70 HP, doesn't have a cage, and he's just spammed down! It's intuition from Boo!
Unreal timing there from Boo. And yes, an important round win for Heretics. Match point now comes up, but it was costly for them, Wyatt. They spent heavily. They only take 2 guns out this round.
An insane play from Izu. Takes that shot in the cage, but he was just too scared to go for an aggro play out of the dimensional drift with sub 10 HP. T1 try their best to flood backside, but Heretics, they're ready for that flood. That's the win con of the double duelist comp on defense. You want to be flooding back into these sites, so they wait on the plant, they fight together, and they deny the re-entry from T1, who have to rally on this final round to stay in the game on their map, bring it to OT, or they'll be knocked down to the lower bracket.
Stacks pinged out, but no risk of Hunter's Fury from Heretics just yet. They'll walk away. Again, it's Izu who wants to take contact here right in front of B. And in the meantime, look at this mid control. Minibu deep, tucked up in courtyard corner. Smoke to top mid to imply a potential split on B. Buzz knows he's about to get his doorbell rung too.
Closed.
So now Izu can post up in B main. That drone gives a space for the operator to position on a more deep angle. Heretics pivoting towards this A side. When the dark cover one-way fades, it's time to use that drone. T1 are patient at the moment.
See the trip set up here for Meteor to punish any fast play.
And with no noise in B main, T1 are expecting this foray towards the A side from Team Heretics, and they are correct. Everyone on the European side stacking up over there. No ults to play with at the moment, outside of Benji, maybe an opportunity for that neural theft late, but nothing to get into the site with, and there's trips on either lane. One broken.
Still the ones in halls, though, when DH has that cheeky little high ground spot, but has maybe given away his position as the clone is handled. Recon on the site, avoided by all of T1. Still, here is DH from that same spot. Good catch. Paranoia comes through.
There's only 12 seconds to plant right now.
Minibu trying to get across the site. Spike in the hands of Riens now. He should find a safe place to plant at the back, and T1 are going to allow this. He's going to play for retake.
Buzz, 1 kill will have the overdrive. T1 are stacking up towards spawn. DH still with that paranoia, hasn't let it loose yet, but Heretics want to fight forward into Link. They want to take the fight to T1.
Minibu wants a timing here, going to try and go after the Sova. Riens at the back of the site, pinged out by the recon now. It's about to get messy. Riens backside, found 2 already, and Minibu wants to push out towards that spawn side. DH in trouble, behind the smoke. Stacks gets himself a better rifle. Manages to take care of the recon as well. Around the corner he goes, but Minibu gets the better of him, and Youngster up from Academy. DH has it all on his shoulders now. On the other side of the box is Riens, gives him a tap, lets him know he's taking account of his presence, and there's just not enough time here for DH. Minibu here can get to the spike, shows up, but DH finds 4. But they say, all it takes to start a revolution is the whispers of heresy. Los Niños have advanced to playoffs at Champions 25.
And they're able to do it in just 2 maps, stealing away Sunset from T1 in this upper bracket, the first European team to make it into the playoffs in Champs 2025 on home soil in Paris. And a bit of revenge against Meteor from last year. The 2nd time in a row they've been able to best him since he defeated them in that Shanghai finals. Heretics still on the journey to win a global trophy of their own. And so far in Champions, it's been all gas, no brakes from them. They look phenomenal. Even if you go back to Lotus, just the individual play, the form that Wu was in today, outrageous, of course. Riens as well. But the way that they're using their utility together, the team play,